Hey my friend, welcome back to a new video. Today I want to remind you that it's all happening for you. I know you've heard this before, but stick with me because no matter what you're going through right now, what you've been thinking about, what kind of challenges have been presented to you, we're in one of the most transitioning times of society right now, and there's something big that is happening, but it's happening for you. You're not alone if you're going through something painful or challenging or maybe even seems like devastating. You're not alone in this, but you need to understand that it is happening for you. There's a plan that you're not aware of, maybe. But if you look at the events in your life so far, you may notice that it seems like something would be navigating you through all of this. And it's not life itself that is punishing you. It's your judgment towards it. It's the state from which you observe what is happening. And if you look closely, you notice that it's helping you to detach. Whatever you're going through right now is helping you to detach from whatever was limiting you, whatever was limiting your ability to be happy, to be whole, to be complete. You've noticed that you've attached a sense of worth to maybe money, how much money you have, or how many people like you, or how much you're accepted in society, or any other thing. But you're beginning to notice that when these things were fulfilled, you were happy. But when you've lost them, you were unhappy. And that was an illusion of limitation. You thought that only when you have it, you are whole. Now what this time is teaching you is that you're learning to be already whole before you even open your eyes. That you recognize that you're coming from wholeness and you're training your biological self to feel it before the world reflects it. That's why it felt like you've been through some kind of a pressure, like something would be cooking you. And it was becoming heavier and heavier only because usually there's no transformation without pressure. And usually pressure encourages us to go inward and see what to change. But the inner world is not about adding and removing, it's about synchronizing, it's about tapping into something greater, feeling it and noticing into what it is inspiring us to become or to do, to create. It's a field of creative force that encourages us to create, to do something with that energy. So it doesn't matter how challenging our lives become. The question is only how long will it take for us to truly go within and find that force of inspiration. It lives within you. It gives life to your heart, to your organs, to your body. But a lot of this creative force was stuck in your thinking and feeling loops. Like you wake up in the morning, you think about something from yesterday, and you feel it emotionally. And because your emotions then signal genes to create certain health situation, you soon attach your present situation to something that happened to you, and you forget that it was all conditioned through thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. But the source of all of that is you. And what I want to encourage you today is to return back to the source. Return back to the source within you, which is you. And while listening to this, maybe these words may not make a lot of sense, but if you truly return back to you, you will notice there was an intention you've set for yourself. And maybe after you've set that intention, you misaligned. Can you live in alignment with that intention of yours? Whatever it is. If it's health, abundance, love, freedom, support, connection, whatever that intention is for you, can you live in alignment with it? Can you be clear on how would it look like to live in alignment with that intention of yours? As soon as you connect back to that intention, you notice that everything was happening for you. Everything was happening for you to trigger you to return back to that intention. It's so easy to be distracted, especially right now where there's so many things that are happening. But the reward comes out of intentionally deciding how you want to experience your life, how you want to express yourself, and how you want to feel. And it's not an easy thing because your body is habitually trained to feel a certain way, to think a certain way, to blame certain things. So to a wise man and woman, a great work is to go beyond the habit of yourself and tap into a vision of what your soul craves at this point. Maybe more nature, maybe more music, maybe more art, maybe more connection, more love. Whatever it is for you, to connect with this soul desire and put it into work, put it into action, and then come back and tell me how it feels. I can only predict that it feels incredible. It feels like life. It makes you feel alive. So that's why you've been feeling and going through all these things, because a certain season of your life has ended and you've been through a transition, and that transition hasn't ended yet. But you're getting closer and closer to something new. So many of you have been already started studying something that has a huge part in your future. You're still not sure if that is completely the right thing, but you're investigating it. It's connected to something that you've already mastered in your future. So keep going with it, and I'm sure you will be amazed where it will take you. But once again, I wanted to remind you today that it's all happening for you. Quit that, and I know it's hard to receive that, but quit that thinking that it's someone else's fault. It's something else's fault for you to be where you are. And rather think from this point. If the world is mental and you're creator of your destiny, what happened that you've created this kind of challenges for you? What if your soul created these challenges as a way to wake you up, to return back to that voice of your soul? Because it knows there's so much abundance for you, so much freedom and love for you. But you're willingly walking away from it because you're following your logic or your fear or your anxiety. So your soul manifests the challenges to return back to it, to recognize that there's actually something way more fulfilling within you that will liberate you if you follow it. How does it make you feel? Because to me, I've always learned in my life that sooner or later I need to return back to myself because nothing else works. So I return back to myself and I notice, once again, I wanted to manipulate something out of fear or out of a need to feel safe or whatever. But deep inside, I already feel safe. I already feel enough. I already feel fine. Like I feel actually perfect. I'm thriving when I enter this state. I'm just one with life. And then the question for me is always, okay, how can I bring more of this into my life? Like, what can I do so I can feel more of this? How can I live so I can feel more of this? And ideas come to me like, do this, do that, do that. Be aware of these patterns or these habits. And these triggers may be more potent for you. And that's what I'm then aware throughout my day. So I can catch myself before I fall into something that pulls me away from myself. It doesn't mean I'm avoiding things in my life. It just means I'm more aware. And that helps me to stay in touch with my soul, to stay creative and aligned with my path. And yeah, we all lose it. And that's okay. But I wanted to remind you today, it's all happening for you. It's all happening for you. Yeah, also that painful thing. And also what that person said to you. That's how life speaks to you. Doesn't matter if you like it or not, see it as a sign. See it as a message. You know, that's why in ancient times they had spirit animals, for example. When someone was constantly seeing a certain animal, it was a message for them in shaman practices, for example. And if I look into my life, this is constantly happening. Like last year, for the whole year, I've been seeing snakes all the time, shedding my old skin. And that's what was happening in my life. This year, I'm seeing foxes. Like I've never seen so many foxes in my life like this year. Almost every single day when the night comes, I see a fox. And it's interesting. You know, this kind of things are happening to us to remind us, to give us a message. Not to become all mystical about it, but just to, to read the symbolism of life. Because those who read the signs, they can more easily understand what is going on and then act accordingly. Maybe share your stories in the comment section if you're experiencing something like that as well. It's all about being able to navigate your life more coherently. Doesn't matter what it is. As I said, it truly doesn't matter what it is. It's just about how well can you read it and how fast can you respond to the message that you receive, because faster you respond, more you align with what's the most right, faster the breakthrough can happen. But also it's not about the speed. Like, life doesn't happen if it happens today or the next year. It doesn't truly matter. What your soul craves is an experience. It's a lesson. It's a wisdom. It's overcoming. That's what soul came here to do. To have these new experiences and to experiment. So what the message today says to you is experiment and be willing to fall, because you will sooner or later stand back up, and each fall will teach you something so you stop falling in the future, right? Every time you get hurt, you learn something that prevents you from hurting in the future. You become sometimes more open-minded, sometimes more open-hearted, and sometimes more careful. And altogether is called wisdom. You become wise. So there's something that is happening in your life right now that may feel strange and maybe even doesn't make sense. Maybe you've been thinking like, how so that this is happening to me? I've done everything right. I've been praying, I've been visualizing, I've been meditating, I've been kind to others, I've been loving, I've been raising my frequency, but still these things are happening. So many things may not make sense to you right now. So the lesson is, maybe it doesn't need to make sense. Maybe right now it doesn't need to make sense. What matters is just so you stay in touch with you. And soon things will make sense. It's similar to reading a book. Like when you start reading a book and then there's an interesting story, but then a story has a weird twist and it stops making sense. And you're like, oh, this is strange. Like, who would write something like that? Or who would write something like that? And it just doesn't make sense until you come to the end of the book and suddenly everything clicks and you know why it needed to go into that direction. And you're like, oh, this is the greatest story I've ever read. That's how life is. So many times it doesn't make sense because there's something so much bigger that is happening and we just don't see it yet. And it's better this way, because otherwise it would be boring. Like, think about something that you are so proud of or so grateful for, something great that is a part of your life right now. Think about the moment when you've been in a phase or a chapter of your life, just maybe before it happened, before it started, there was a part of that didn't make sense. It was very strange and confusing. And it turned into something so beautiful and magical as it is today. Like, there is something like that. I'm sure there's at least one thing that can click to you. Now think about something way bigger, like way, way bigger, that is unfolding right now. But before it unfolds, it will give you confusion. Why? Well, because confusion is a sign that we are changing, that we are stepping into something unfamiliar. Because it's unfamiliar, it's confusing, it's something new. And because our minds like to be in familiar territory, because we know how to protect ourselves there. We know where is the safe spot to go there. We know where to recharge. We can predict things, so it feels safe there. Therefore, when we move into something new, like a new environment, a new home, we buy a new thing, or we start a new project, or even a new career, It's confusing at the beginning because there are so many new things we need to learn. And that's why it feels hard, because it's just unfamiliar. And maybe all of us right now are in a chapter of our lives where we are stepping into something unfamiliar. Maybe it's a whole new earth, or maybe it's just a new dimension, or maybe it's just a new timeline, or maybe it's just a new season. We don't know, and we don't need to know. The point is that you allow things to unfold. And you allow things to unfold the way that you learn to relax. Something that I often remind you is to practice heart coherence, brain coherence. Any meditation that works for you, practice it, learn to relax and see what finds you there. Because something that is happening to all of us right now is that we receive guidance when we are aligned. And if we act according to what we receive, things will unfold. Not just magically all of a sudden, but they will unfold. And they will unfold the way they need to for you. Your mission is different than mine, and different than your friends. So be willing to trust your mission. And one way to find out what it is to notice what are your heart's desires. Notice what you crave deep in your soul, because it's connected to it. It's how your future self speaks to you right now, calling you into becoming. And maybe a great art that you're learning right now is to make it happen, even though maybe you don't have resources or what you think you need to make it happen. Because one beautiful thing human beings are so good at is adaptability and ability to creatively use what we have to create something that we want to see. And maybe all this time right now is truly teaching you to create something new. Not to change the world, but just to create something new that will add a whole new light and contrast and beauty to the world. And it can only come through you. So I will leave you here. I hope you've found a great value in today's message. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. And to anyone who would like to get a print of today's painting, I'm an artist, and I'm sharing these messages with you every single day to help you to focus on what truly matters. So you can find all of my art on AttractPassion.com. Go onto the link in the description of this video and you will find all of my work there. So see which one resonates with you. Each painting has its own message, its own story. So see which one resonates with you. And by buying my art, you're also supporting this mission. So thank you so much. Also join us on our Patreon community and YouTube membership. And till next time, one love.